Days removed from the biggest fight of her career, UFC fighter Alexis Davis was back in Niagara this week. We began by asking her how it all started.
I think for more than anything when I started, it was just kind of getting into shape. You know, it was always kind of like an interest I had. I remember walking in St. Catharines. It was like a school field trip and seeing like a kickboxing academy. It was a boxing academy. I was like, man, I'm like, I would love to like give that a try. I'd love to try that. But, you know, obviously it didn't start till a few years later. But it was always kind of something I wanted to try out.
And when did you think that you could start making a living out of this?
I'm still trying. No, it was more kind of when I was in the, you know, Raging Wolf scene. You know, I was starting to get a lot more interest in me as a fighter, and it was like, you know, I fell in love with the sport. This is like, no matter what I want to do, you know, or where I kind of end up in my life, I always wanted this to be a part of me, whether, you know, it's jiu-jitsu, you know, teaching, going off doing seminars, or Muay Thai, or kickboxing, you know. I was kind of, you know, that, you know, some people go to college, you know, they go to school, you want to go for, you know, you want to be a lawyer or a veterinarian or something. That was my school, you know, to be a fighter, you know, I have that background. I got my degree in jiu-jitsu, I have my black belt, so.
Fighting out of San Jose, California, by way of Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada.
People from Port go crazy when they hear Bruce Buffer say, by way of Port Colborne, Ontario. What makes you stay true to your roots?
My family. Don't worry, they keep me in line, you know. I can, you know, some people might be excited to see me. I go off and, you know, go sign autographs or whatever. When I come back home, I still have to do the dishes and pick up after myself. You know, I love coming home, and, you know, it's Port Colborne. It's such a small town. You know, walk down the street and I'm going to see someone I grew up with, or somebody's parents, or someone I know that, you know, you always have people around you to kind of keep you level-headed, I guess to say. It's, you know, it's, no matter where I go or where I end up, you know, now I'm in, you know, San Jose, that I come back here and I feel more at home than anywhere else.
For years, the UFC was reluctant to open up the doors of the octagon to women. That changed earlier this year, and fighters like Alexis have proven that it was the right decision.
You know, until I got my contract, until they said, okay, your first fight's in, then I was like, it kind of like hit me. Even, you know, still had the next reality of walking into the octagon. You know, it's nothing like you've ever have experienced before. I can't even put words to it. It's almost like takes your breath away.
Your first fight was in Canada against Rosie Sexton in Winnipeg. What kind of pressure did you feel performing in front of your home country, UFC debut?
Yeah, you know what, it was almost, you know, because Canadians, you almost, no matter where you go, you always have that backing. And, you know, even though Winnipeg was where I had my very first MMA fight, so it was kind of like returning almost to my hometown, and I had so much support. It was just incredible. And, you know, I had my family there. That was a little extra pressure, but, you know, everybody's saying about how everyone's debut and all the women's fights so far have been like so fantastic, so exciting, that you want to kind of leave that impression. You know, it's your first impression. You want it to be a good one.
You're coming off a big win over Liz Carmouche last week, which puts you in title contention. What would you like to happen next in your career?
I'm hoping, you know, one step closer to that title. I know there's a lot going on, and, you know, Dana White himself probably can't say what's going to happen in the future, and we don't know, is it going to be Ronda or Misha with the title? We won't know till, you know, the end of December. So I think just with this fight, in order to put myself on the radar, it's just one step closer to getting that title.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, Alexis Davis.
Reporting for The Source, I'm Mark Joffe.